quite often the people are asking me, what are the key things that we should look into it when we are doing the digital transformation in the company? And my experience is more of area of 28 years in the banking area, where we did a lot of digital transformation project. And I give up 4 key elements to them that they have to look into it. The first thing first is you have to have your strategy in line with your business strategy. Every company do have their strategy, their intent, their objectives, and whatever the business is looking forward, same thing we have to look into and prepare the strategy. Now, strategy cannot be done only in isolation. So what are the key elements where we should start to prepare a right strategy? Now, a lot of large consultancy companies, I work with the two, I don't want to name it here. These are the top 5 or top 6 companies in the world. And I work with them to develop this strategy of a company. I work for a Standard Chartered Bank, British Bank, and we did it. Same as I did for Faisal Bank as well. Now, the question is that what is the best, or what is the first thing we have to look into strategy when we are going in? First area is to see the current, what your business is looking for. So you have to go and talk to the management, including CEO, CIO, Chief Risk Officer, Chief Business Officer, Chief Information Technology, and even if there is a Chief Digital Officer, you have to ask them that what really you mean this digital transformation. And each will give you the different answer. And let me tell you, there is no one answer at all as well. I have gone with a number of definitions of the digital transformation. Everybody give a different definition of the digital transformation as per their area. So if you go to the Chief Operations Officer, your CEO, Chief Operating Officer, he will give you that how he is looking forward the digital transformation should help them to increase the productivity, to help them to re-engineer the process, and help them how they can give the benefit to the customer in a shortest time to deliver. So this is something that COO is talking about. When you are going to the board or the CEO starts with the revenue. He said, we are spending a lot of money. How it can affect my revenue? Is really the revenue will increase or not, and the cost will go down or not? So his perspective is slightly different. When you go to the technology, these people usually ask that what kind of tools you are using, what technology you are bringing in as a digital transformation. And I always respond to them is, this is not a technology project. This is a digital transformation. Many people have done some business transformation before. And you can understand how, when we are talking about digital transformation, the people feel that it is a technology induction in the organization. It's not at all. Digital means that digitally how you can be able to do things right. So even in a very small scale thing, we have to look into if any company is using a spreadsheet, actually somewhere the digital is happening. Or in a back office, there is any ERP solution, obviously they are already having somewhere the digital form. Transformation is a lot of other things. So we will cover this a little bit of what is the transformation, but the definition wise, I think I accept everybody's view, because whatever the view is coming, I know that from where they are coming. Now, the second thing is that you have to go to the one step down and go to the 2 areas. One is your staff and the managers. It means the company's staff and the manager. Because If the people buy-in and people understanding about the digital transformation is very different, and you come with a strategy and doing the digital transformation and keeping these people in isolation, it cannot be worked. So you have to see from their view. These are the people on a ground who are facing the customers, who are actually doing the job, who is doing the sale. And these people will tell you that what is the customer is looking for, how efficiently we can be able to do it, all this for our customer. On other side, we have to go to the customers and say that what you want from us, what kind of things you are looking forward, how we can give you the better service, how you can give you the better sale, how we can give you the better product. And when we are talking about the digital transformation, it's a minglimation of the product what business is doing and what digitization we are doing in between in this area. Now, the third thing is very important, the industry. In which industry you are doing it. So my industry always was a banking. At 28 years, I worked in a banking area. And mainly the digital transformation projects I did it mainly in a banking area. So you have to determine what is your industry. Why? Because each industry is different. Each industry differently and at a different level. So you have to first understand the industry in that area. So when I am saying in that area means in that country. So even the country is very important. So some of the large consultants which are working in, say, 20 countries or 30 countries, these people have done a lot of projects in these areas. But what they have done in one country cannot be replicated into the same country. So this is very, very important when we are saying that these large consultants are coming with a framework and trying to basically implement the digital transformation in a company. It doesn't work. Because whatever they got it, first, it should be appropriate for that industry. And second is, it should be appropriate for the country. Let me explain you in a very short manner what I'm trying to say, why country and industry is important. See, country, if I'm taking banking digital transformation and taking into the super app for the bank, so what we have to look into in Malaysia, where the 92 to 95% are already using the mobile. Where in Pakistan, it is around 60% people are using the mobile, whereas around 50 to 55% are people are having only the bank's account. Whereas in Malaysia, 92% of the people are having the account. So it's totally two different countries where same thing cannot apply. What you do in Malaysia, you can do the same thing in other country as well. Same as I'm taking an example of a banking and the furniture business. Furniture business is very different even to state in America and country to country. Why it is? Because you have to see the sale in that particular industry. In the Texas, suppose that you have to see what is the condition of the old furniture sale, because this is one of the large area where people are there. It is there or not, or there is a large vendor of a furniture is there or not. I don't want to take a name, but there are few which are very large on a furniture sale. And you are having a company where you want to sell the furniture into that area and you want to do the digital transformation. It's very important for the industry, that which industry is you are in. Same as in the health industry. So if you are taking a health industry in Malaysia and health industry in US, is totally two different things. In America, it's a totally regulated. Malaysia is semi-regulated. And if you take a India example, it's not regulated at all. So when you are saying industry to the country is very, very different. So what I tell to the people, that you should be very careful when you are putting the strategy for the digital transformation. This factor you should include in. The next area comes into when you are gathering the data from the management, gathering the data from the industry, gathering the data from customers, gathering the data from the staff, and then you are putting all the data in. I mean, believe me, if you can give me any data, I can create a 10 stories around it, and each case I can put a 60 pages presentation. Because data, you can turn it to the any place. You can show the face of the data in a manner which either the customer want to see it, or I want to see that this is the right way to tell them what is needed in a digital transformation. So it's very important that how we have to do this strategy paper by looking the data. And you cannot go and do, even I've taken an example of a super app, you can not go and do everything in a one go. Always it is a step-by-step basis, means that you have to go for a phase 1, then you have to go for a phase 2, then you have to go for the phase 3, and each phase you have to put the targets. So it can be a 1-year program, it can be 3-year program, it can be 5-year program, depending on what is the capability. So when I'm saying capability, that is another area you normally the people don't see, especially in the US market. Capability area is often ignored, or maybe one of the reason is that capability over there may be slightly better. So when I'm saying capability means the first thing is vendor selection and the tool selection. So there are so many in the market, and it's not a difficult part to basically you have to go for a 10 of best solution in the world, and you can see your strategy and see your business and best fit in. So again, I'm saying one ERP for every industry cannot fit in. So you have to choose what is your industry and what tools suits to you for this particular digital transformation. The second thing is very important is what kind of team you have to deliver this project. So is the capability of the people in the organization is very, very important. And second thing is the capability of the IT and infrastructure existing in the company is very important too. So is the IT capable to basically do all these jobs? And is the infrastructure can hold? So one of the area you have to look into is the risk as well. So it can be cybersecurity risk, it can be business continuity risk, it can be regulatory risk. In fact, when I'm talking about the banking, the regulation is huge. Same as in the health industry, regulation is huge. So regulatory challenges and regulatory risk is there. So we have to evaluate when we are trying to do any digital transformation, are we complying with every regulatory regulation? And the other thing is that the current risk practices of the bank. So bank is having some other tools which are looking into the payment, give the credit score to everyone, and everybody is understand when you're talking about the credit card, that credit score. Same as in a banking, every area we do have the credit score. So when somebody is asking for a money for lending, we have to see the credit score. So we have to see all those risk areas or the application which is in the risk area, and also the operation. So operation piece is also important from a surround thing is there are a lot of re-engineering of processes required when you are doing the digital transformation. If you are going a super app, it's obvious that on a back office things will not be manual. It will be automated in a fashion that it can speak to the payment system, it can speak to the credit card system, it can speak to the ATMs, it can speak to the other surround system, it can speak to the other corporate solutions as well. Like if the bank is a corporate banker, there are large corporate organizations are having their own system, and it automatically communicate with them as well. So that piece is also important, that process reengineering is an area this has to be incorporated into your strategy. When you gather all this and showcase to the management, obviously the management will say, wow, is it not you are over scoping? Actually not. The success, my learning is the success are less than an actually failure in a digital transformation project. And quite often it is happening because we have not set the strategy right, we have not set the roadmap right, we have not gone into the people sensitivity and people buying and people area as well. And we have not sometime we have ignored the technology as well. So if you like all this information, please subscribe this channel and send me your comments, and also press the bell icon button. So my all other videos which are coming in a digital transformation in a coming weeks and months, you should be receiving those things. Thank you very much.